good evening, and welcome to game number 1 of the Link to the Past Randomizer 2024, yes, I know it's 2025, finals. On your left, the one who's been lucking his way through towards the finals, the wonderful Gylgamesh. The one on the right, Mr. Ice Cream Man himself, dressed up as a Pikachu at SGL 2022, or 2023 that is, and questionably the cleanest hands of Randomizer. I know you know why I say questionably. Gammachuu. I'm Adirondack Rick, being joined by Radical Sniper, aka Jesse _RS99. How are you doing? It's the finals!
Oh my gosh. No way. Can you believe it? Like 3 months ago, we were just kind of getting into groups, and here we are into the finals.
Yep. Let's go ahead quickly talk about this here for Gammachuu. Coming out, number 12 seed into the brackets. Semifinals, defeated Skelly 2-0. Defeated 2C in the quarterfinals, Dracarys in the round of 16. Then Mel Xanthalos in the round of 32. First round, or rather that was Plasma Kappa he defeated. And then in the first round was GFE. That was the path towards this for Gammachuu. We are underway here. We'll talk about the path for Gylgamesh in just a moment. Nice mirror at the start!
I mean, if I could have anything to start a cross-hunt seed or any kind of entrance seed, the mirror's probably top of that list. Not a great Sank location, though, at the Uncle, but, you know, we can't complain too much for having a mirror.
Gil having some issues here with the guards, and oh my goodness, boy, are we having some issues with the guards.
Ooh. And, like, Gamma really getting a nice play there with the bomb drop off of that guard, so he's got also the info that Gil won't have.
Which is going to be the back 3 of escapes. So,
yep.
The one thing we've learned about Gylgamesh is never count him out.
Not at all.
Never count him out, especially in cross hunt. We saw that last round against Zelga Dissen in the semifinals. We saw that in the quarterfinals against, Moonpearl's back here. Oh, the Kane's back here. Okay. All right. Well, at least we know that Gil will get funneled back there at some point in time. But it's been quite the ride here for Gil. We just mentioned Zelga in the semifinals. Killer App in the quarterfinals, defeated Deruvian in the round of 16. Defeated Nilson Alex round of 32, and Sawyer was in the first round of this bracket stage of this tournament. So both of these runners having some solid wins.
Yeah, been quite the main tournament, and, you know, even through those brackets, there was never a break, really. That front of TR, by the way, really nice find. Extra bomb, full magic. Gamma's really going to be pleased with that. Having that Kana Samaria means he'll also get that first check here.
Yep. And we've already seen a couple of quality items in the back 3 of escape. Again, Gil's not going to go too long without those. It's just, what is Gamma going to do with what could help pad out his lead in this early stage of this run? Just a heart container. Okay.
I mean, that's an amazing lead. That extra heart, huge.
It's not like it's the bug catching net, Jesse.
Hey, we found Eastern.
Yep, Eastern Palace was located over at the Swordsmith's home.
Yep. And, you know, I'm a big believer in the Eastern dip, and I like the fact that we are going to get to see that play here. Not a great start with a single arrow, but...
the unique item.
Yes, the always unique single arrow. Meanwhile, Gamma did decide to go towards the front of the tavern, instead finds Blind's Hut. We'll see if he gets anything. We got that GT big key, that's nice. Not necessarily going to be helpful immediately, but there's a chance he finds something before getting to Eastern.
We find ourselves a bottle.
We did get the cape over on Gil's side, over on the right side of Eastern, so we're getting movement items that could present options to us, like Samaria gives us ways into TR, Cape gives us bumper, so we've got a couple of plays that could open up early. That bottle, of course, Sick Kid now. Definitely a lot of stuff becoming available. Gamma finding the old lady house here at Bombable Hut. He is going to check where this goes. And unfortunately, it's
one way.
Rock. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's quite a trek back.
And Gil getting... Really, that cape was the only thing, and you're not wowing yourself over a cape find there.
No, and Gil did decide he's not going to go after the the Eastern Big Key chest. He is going strictly with logic here and heading out now.
All right, well, with the Moon Pearl in hand, Gamma's going to have a few checks out here in the Dark World.
Yeah, ending up back at Link's House Bonk Rocks, decides to just head for that early play through Fairy Ascension Cave, and ends up here in Dark World and finds GT.
We found a bow inside of GT.
And big money to start, so we've got some options now to work with.
This kind of early seed, what goes through your mind?
I mean, in terms of... I'm a little surprised by the decisions a little bit here from Gamma. I thought maybe we would head right back to CAC. I don't hate this idea, though, of, following that Super Bunny. But Mirror, Pearl, Samaria... Bow, nice early items for sure. You're starting to think, where's the next piece going to be? Where is that going to bring me? He's got a lot of plays he can make with this, though. But it looks like he might be going back and forth between Light and Dark World a bunch. Not always a huge fan of it. I know a lot of people are like, you don't want to mirror back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. ER small there for Gil.
All right, where did Gammachuu find Hyrule Castle?
I believe this was Swamp Palace. So he's got an easy clear of at least these front 4 items, or front 3. Not sure if he'll go after the Dark Cross with Green Mail, 4 Hearts, and no Lamp. That's a little dangerous. If you're unfamiliar with the entrance modes, the snakes and the rats here in Hyrule Castle, because Gamma entered from Dark World, will do Dark World damage. So they are extra dangerous. I don't know, Rick, would you go after it?
Not with 4 Hearts. not with the Dark World enemies. And at this stage, you don't have a sword to protect yourself when you go through that room with the ropes.
Yeah.
I definitely would agree with what Chad is saying in regards to hunting the connectors to see if you do wind up getting yourself a connector that's in the light world to make the enemies a little softer. We do see a sword in King's Tomb for Gil.
Yeah, Gamma's going to wait a little bit. He's going to check at least the dam while he's here, so nothing though. We'll see if he decides to go back for those connectors, and he's not even going to go through it. We do get Hype Cave here though on Gil's side, $20, a heart container, another heart container, all the health, a little bit more money as well. So nothing major.
All right.
Yeah, and here's the double
back. What drop downs have we seen so far? I know we have not seen Ganon. I don't think we've seen the Cack well. There's Ganon right there.
Speaking of Ganon. Well, that's a good thing for Ganon, I will say. Not a bad position. Our key there at the mushroom spot is the Ice Big. I was getting a little worried we might have seen the Eastern Big and Bow both outside of Eastern, that you could have done them early, or you could have waited on the Eastern dive.
Yeah, and as we pointed out in the past in regards to this mode, you really don't care if a dungeon is a pendant or crystal. You need to get to the 10 Triforce pieces that are available to you out of the 12. And we don't care about defeating Agate Tower, at least as of now.
I mean, I will always be happy to see that be our Lumberjack drop down. That or Useless Fairy. Like, those are the two you want to see here, and you're super overjoyed to see this.
Thieves Town located at Cave 45.
Okay. With a Meyer Big Key in it.
And speaking of Meyer,
yeah, and I will say with this mode, like, Vanilla Ganon isn't bad. Like, something good at the pyramid is good just because it forces you on that that GT climb. We don't have that kind of impetus now.
Yeah,
I mean, as you said,
obviously you have the Triforce piece at Moldorm too, but the well's still out there.
Oh, I thought Gil was going to go back for the drop down. No, he is going to check. Oh, he hasn't seen this.
Yeah, he ended up taking that unfortunate debt to the guards before was able to see where this goes.
This is unfortunate. I would have said it would have been a lot better if he hit the back of Escape first. Yep. But it's a walk. It's not easy to get around to the Uncle Drop point. It's just a little slow.
Yeah, so Gil's about to locate Thieves Town here. At least we'll get the two big keys that are inside. So there's the Meyer Big, which Gil just saw Meyer's location. Again, we can't get inside Meyer at this point. We don't have a hook shot. We don't have boots. Well, there's Hookshot Cave. That's a great spot for that. You know, that's because we already saw it at the library, so it's not like that does us any good.
Yeah. Hey, if we can knock out some entrances, know that we don't have to worry about doing these a certain way, can't complain. Like, at least we don't have to get back to the left side of Race Game. We did just get a Skull Small there at Dig Game. You like seeing at least one of those. It does open up some of your movement possibilities in that dungeon. You don't feel as bad about stealing a key.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that in this mode, you're not getting the forced pinball room key.
Yeah, one of those things that a lot of people, had to learn for this tournament was, hey, this is not a guaranteed key, and you got to make some decisions.
So Gil's going to see the other side of Hookshot Cave here. And Gamma thinking about it and has now decided to go through Eastern Palace. So the time that Gil spent inside of Eastern Palace is going to get nullified here, and this is where Gil is going to go and choose to do the back three of escape. Probably feel a little sheepish when he finds the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, that's going to be the feels bad, especially with where he was. You know, was at those Dark World checks, could have gotten Stumpy, could have gotten Dig Game, and just didn't have that option. And probably going to have a similar feel about the Cane of Samaria in the front of TR. Like, it's really unfortunate just missing those kind of early checks.
Yeah, I think the Moon Pearl stings more just because of the fact that Gil just went through the Dark World to walk over to the Quarreling Brothers left there at the race game and mirrored over. That was, and that's one thing that can determine a win or loss in this mode. In a cross-entrance mode, is how much you have to backtrack and walk the same routes again.
I mean, just look at the start of this race. It's so small. What we're talking about here is Gamma gets a lucky bomb drop. You know, the drops off the guards pays out for him. Gil takes a death. Gamma starts to have Samaria and Pearl, and all that kind of routes in nicely for him. And that kind of just cascades a little bit.
Yep, and again, this is a case where we've seen this happen multiple times where you can't really call a runner in the lead or behind, way behind that is, early in this race because we've seen these races flip. All right, is this our paradox? Or no, it's not, or rather the well is what I was looking for. It looks like the well is behind GT now.
Yeah, I mean, I know to start this, you were talking about like how lucky like some of our runners have been, but to win a tournament like this does require luck.
And the key that Gil did not pick up right there, the chest at the Eastern Big Key chest, turned out just to be a skull small.
Yeah. But, we can talk about this a little bit. You and I both were in this tournament. Like, there's that aspect of, you can have a great day and just something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it takes to sometimes just have a couple of games where the luck doesn't go your way and, hey, your tournament runs over.
And you don't even have to talk about this tournament. It can be in any randomizer race you do where just a run of bad luck and things compile and just get worse and worse. So TR right found for Gil.
Yeah, and that is really nice having that Samaria. We have one check in logic of the Chomps. But honestly, not surprised we're going to see Lava Island here as well.
Yeah, I totally get this play at this stage. You do have a small key, so you don't even have to kill this Poke if you want to avoid it.
I mean, Fighter Sword Poke? No. We're not talking.
Exactly. It takes a lot of time. We get ourselves a mushroom.
Ooh, that's a little unfortunate. Like, that's one of those checks that I really have come around on the idea. Like, you get that mushroom, you turn it in, especially if you haven't found Potion Shop. Because if he finds Potion Shop after this, you're just unhappy. This is terrible. I've run into that too many times in this mode.
There's the use of the cape, and we end up getting nothing out of that for now. Gil's going to go ahead and continue his way over towards eastern area.
Yeah, definitely the very common start here to go after this. You talk usually in cross keys, you're talking 2 areas, you're talking CAC and eastern area. Those are the 2 that you can really full clear, so, or generally full clear.
Slowly, we're getting into a part of this where a question comes to mind. What does the seed want us to do? Although we still have a few possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, I think realistically, it's going to come down to that question, that age-old entrance question. Do you want to go towards like desert area without a glove, or do you want to head towards Ice Rod Cave without a glove? I think in this case, usually desert area wins out. Although here's Agate Tower, we get 1 check. Unfortunately, no CT small yet.
No CT small and no good weapons.
What? A sword's a great weapon. Who doesn't love 8/ball and chain guard?
I'm waiting for chat to reply to that.
I was waiting for you, Rick. I figured, you know, you're used to this kind of stuff.
I mean, I'll deal with 8 sword slashes of ball and chain guard. It doesn't mean I'm gonna like it.
Thank you for indulging me, chat.
I don't sit there and go, oh my gosh, let me do this 8 sword swings on ball and chain, dude, every time. Let's go. Yes. I don't do that.
And unfortunately, it just wasn't anything, so we're good to move on. Eastern area, though, not paying off either. So this could be... We are looking at a South Shore question.
All right. If you were these runners...
Yep.
Left or right?
Left.
Why is that?
Getting back to the 50 Rupee Cave rock is a lot easier than getting over to 20 Rupee Cave rock.
Okay. I can definitely get that good answer.
Taking the walk over to the Desert Ferry and Agena and maybe scouting Desert Ledge is one-time investment, but the walk all the way to Ice Rod Cave always feels a little bit more time involved, so I'm willing to give that a little bit more work.
All right, so we're going to do a fake powder here.
Magic Baton, always a little bit of a question mark, not usually going to pay out, but it could really be a huge moment. This time, just a map, and as you said, we don't care about crystals and pendants generally, so very low value.
Yeah, and the issue with that was more the fact that that mushroom was behind 4 smalls to TR. And Gil's going to go trade in that mushroom, and then going to see where the other side of the Quarreling Brothers connector goes. I have a thought right now, Jesse.
What's that?
It's going to lead to TR Bridge.
I mean, that'd be great right now. Meanwhile, one of the checks Gamma had...
No.
Oh!
But it does lead to more stuff to do.
Play.
And that's the Eastern Big.
Eastern Big!
Well, Eastern is almost beatable for Gil. We need ourselves that bow that Gammachuu got out of GT.
Well, and Gil will get it, because, like, unless Gil finds something really compelling to take him out of this Dark World loop, he'll get down to GT.
Agreed.
But instead, we do find the dam up at Dark Lumberjack, so that is a requirement for us to even consider swamping this seed.
And there's Gamma getting into Turtle Rock, going to do the same thing that we just saw from Gil.
There was our bumper cave.
Yeah, we can do bumper cave.
I don't want to. I am not leaving.
But yeah, we're not doing that here. All right, so we had not exhausted all of our drop downs. Now we can say that the well is behind Agatu.
That's... I will say, like, if we get the tools to do GT climb, it does give added weight to going for that piece sooner.
Yes. And there's the mushroom for Gammachuu. Graveyard ledge leading to the chicken coop.
At least it's a single dip.
Agreed. A map of uselessness.
But it's Eastern map.
One thing to know is some maps are okay to find at this point in time. More, what's the 5-6 and what's the green pendant? That's really the only things you care about.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you care about the other two pendants, but at this point in time, we're not entertaining that option.
Meanwhile, Gamma deciding to bomb his way across the, or through the rail on East TR. So, ends up on East Death Mountain.
EDM is a fun place to be. With nothing here so far.
Yeah, and that was our bottom of Spiral Cave, so, you know, a connector I think nobody in Entrance really ever likes. And we found out that that's where it's going to let out. And there's Arrow Game, but honestly, at this point, Gamma's great on the money side.
Yeah, nothing over there on the right side of DM at this stage. So I am to believe that the answer to what we need this seed right now is something we're going to see on Gil's side.
Oh yeah, I would agree. I think Gil's going to find what the next thing is. Like, the route he has here to have found Bumper Ledge, it's looking more and more like Vu is the answer. I wish we could have seen the Skull Woods area, but I get Gil being a little bit more cautious with the lack of Skull Keys.
Yeah, and we've already seen 2 of those keys on Gammachuu's side. Old man drop down, I think.
Oh, and Gamma's going to go after the Hyrule Castle connectors. We kind of forgot about these being an option, and these are good. That's
except
not.
For that, except for that one is the one that you don't like seeing. Ice Palace. We can't do anything about that yet. All right, here comes the old man rescue for Gil. And
meanwhile, Desert Fairy is our Desert Fairy pod. So
with a very questionable Spear 1 bow. Oh no, not Spear 1. That was definitely not a Spear 1 bow. But it does raise questions. Why do we have that bow early?
let out of our old man rescue is Vanilla. And Gil is on the mountain, so gonna get a bunch of checks here from entrances, as well as a new safe quit point of the mountain. Well, wherever the old man is, so definitely added value there to have that save and quit.
Yeah, we have plenty of options, and Desert, which brings up even more options.
Yeah, Gil is finding the connector chains here, where he'll have to make some choices. This is going to be the last check for Gamma here, unless he can pull a hammer. That's a sick kid.
Yeah, and Gil just realizes, yeah, I do have a bottle. I probably should check this.
And we had a small key up here on Spectacle Rock, so we'll see if we can get anything of early value here. Meyer is not special for a key, but as I will always attest to, I believe in the idea of convenience keys. That is one that makes your life better.
And Gil, or rather Gammachuu, is going to be spending the magic here, just like we just saw from Gamma, or from Gil, rather. My goodness,
Too many G names.
Too many G names. Is that what it takes to win a championship? You have to have a G name?
Oh, is that... Oh, crud. So when's the last time we had a non-G name? Hey, that's Potion Shop, and then the mushroom was just 10 arrows.
I mean... Wasn't Arior the last one who won it? That didn't have a G name?
I was going to say that or Dante? No, Dante was 2021. So maybe?
Yeah.
No, wait, who won? It was GGW last.
Yep.
Who was the one before that?
Quick, somebody go into
Obscure.
the...
Tracy and Shin got it for us.
Oh, that doesn't count. That's Obscure Life Form.
That's a non-G name.
Obscure Life Form?
Oh, Gobscure, okay.
Saha. I didn't even see what was our GP.
Another TR small as well as a...
There's
okay,
that's
the third skull small. Good for Gil here with the others. Although I don't know when he goes back to Vu at this point. Like, he's just got so many other options.
Yep. Myers our green pendant. All right.
And yeah, Gil is going to go after the Desert Palace connectors now.
Yeah, I mean, you're already done with the mountain at this point. You've searched out everything that you needed to. Now it's time to see where these go and also check the big chest.
Yeah. I'm assuming we're going to get to see at least some of Skull Woods from Gammachuu here. He's got the two smalls, so he's not worried about a mistake of a spend or a drop, really. He can't spend all of his keys. The only risk here is if the Skull Woods layout is poor, and even then I think it's worth his time.
And this is the type of situation where I think Gammachuu would do the Village of Outcasts first.
Yes, especially like he's...
And then go up in case it is Top Lock Woods.
Yeah, the only issue there becomes if he misses out on getting to do the Old Man Rescue.
Yep. Which, at this stage, not in logic, because we haven't found the lamp, and I don't think outside of if these desert connectors go somewhere that we've already been before, this is the mountain is not accessible to us just yet. All right, I guess we're not worried about
DDM Bridge here. Yeah, I was going to say, you talked about DDM Bridge earlier, and at least one of those is not matter.
That is correct.
I'll also point out, while Gamma's in Vu...
There's our TR bridge.
Okay. While Gamma's here in Vu, he probably could go after Eastern. And, oh, really nice find here. Paradox Bottom. This is out of logic, because you're not supposed to expect it to mirror through that block, but we will take 7 items. One of those being Sank Heart. One hard part for Gil here is, of course, the slight lack of bombs. Running a little low. There's our powder.
Hooray for that nothing that we found earlier.
Yeah. See, you didn't even have to do the fake powder. You could have just waited. You're remembering to check this out. He's at least going to give us a look here. Not sure which one that was for sure. Allowed for a straight walk up. That could have been the back of Old Man. That could have been Death Mountain Descent.
Yep. And Gil's going to find that this is TR left.
Yeah, so he'll know that these checks are in logic now.
Yeah, it's either the back end of Old Man Rescue or the DM Descent. We don't know, of course.
Yeah, the only thing we could tell was he was able to walk straight up, and those are the only two that allow a straight up walk like that. That aren't back of Old Man Rescue.
And Gamma finding the Old Man Rescue here.
And we are going to see where the Old Man is. Probably somewhere we haven't been, at least. And yeah, Pyramid. Very nice. Now, I will point out, while Gil does not have any magic, he did buy a green goo. So he can refill and get that Agate Tower entrance with his cape. So he is prepared for that possibility.
And Gamma's going to head over here and finish Eastern.
Yeah, Gamma's going to give us our first Triforce piece.
I hate finding Mimic Cave without the hammer.
I mean, at least it's convenient to get back to with that pyramid start.
Yeah, but I still hate finding Mimic Cave without the hammer.
We do find our Spec Rock connector here at Agate Tower. Gil is going to follow this one for now. Wouldn't be surprised if he does a mountain start again, just so we can go and check out the pod area.
Or we have other options right now.
I mean, this is a great Spec Rock drop. Great access to Mire area. We're opening up portions of the map without having the harder requirements like Flute and Mitts. You know, you want to see a way to the Mire area. We see a vanilla medallion though from Mire, so no way into that yet.
Mire shed the back of desert, which we can't do because we don't have a fire source.
I mean, Gil's going to find fire right in one of these checks. I don't know which one. Or the Ether Medallion to get into Mire area, or into Mire itself, you know? Perfect. But there goes Gamma on the Armos fight, gets his first Triforce piece of the race, as well as a crystal. He is, since he's going to continue here, decided to get the crystal. We don't know if it's a 5-6, so it could have value. He's not aware of the mountain start, so...
Yeah, chat reminding us that we have... Thank you, game. Paradox middle. We've already seen the Mire entrance because that's how he got here.
Duh. I'm smart, I swears.
Don't worry, it's been a long week. It's been a long tournament.
I mean, I was just talking about this a little earlier today when I was streaming, and I said, you know, one of the things that's so hard is you make these long runs in tournaments, and that turns into 3+ months, and you can love this game, but you can get tired.
All right, we have another check over here in the desert area.
Yeah, that
Nice.
glove for Gil opens up Checkerboard Cave.
Nice return on your fairy investment. Throw in an empty bottle, get an empty bottle.
On the other side,
Boots
Gammachuu.
found.
Yeah, the boots. So that lack of keys for Gil, keeping him out of Skull Woods is, you know, there's the kind of cascade effect that continues to benefit Gamma here. The glove is a nice return, though, for Gil. Could help him a ton. Glove is one of the more powerful items in this mode.
Yeah, Chad pointing out that the Moon Pearl issue early on with Gil is compounding just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because what incentive does Gil have to get back over to Skull Woods at this very second?
I mean, if Gil keeps finding other options and more stuff that just opens up other avenues for him, none.
Like the flippers there.
Yeah. Flippers and Glove tells me I would probably see him go to Ice Rod Cave area next and Zora area. Like, he's just got so much better options there than ever going back to Skull. He needs Mitts to show up, or Hammer, to give him like a road back into Dark World there, I think.
Yeah. And we found a rather rough spot for Spiral Cave. And Gil remembering one other aspect about this mode.
Yeah, definitely one of the big early gotchas, as a lot of us were learning the mode, was to remember GT is a zero crystal GT, so always open. You need to check this one out.
Because if you don't, you could find a very important item in here.
Or, like, we have an item cave here, so yeah.
With the bow.
Hey, the other bow!
The other bow. Haha. Alright, what does Gil do? Do we check the two entrances or do we go through Spiral?
I like the two. I like the double drop here.
Well,
there's the other end of Bumper. So Bumper's not really too beneficial in this one.
not anymore.
And actually, we had two drops we could have done. We could have dropped that. We did that drop. We could have dropped on the DDM ones.
Yeah, the DDM one was the one I was thinking about.
Okay. Meanwhile, Gamma is also on the mountain, did head back for the old man rescuer, that dark cave, to find that it's the old man. And yeah, as I said, Gil having that glove, having those flippers is saying, my best option is South Shore.
Yep. And the unfortunate thing is that this is going to be a walk as opposed to being able to dash.
Yep. And the other problem I'll point out here is Gil has no extra bombs. He found the Luck Fairy earlier. I thought maybe we could have seen him buy some bombs there, being so low. Like, I think part of the problem is he also realized as soon as he got the flippers, maybe I want to get to Zora money, and he's a little short there as well.
Well, we get ourselves
Nice
a bomb there. Nice luck. That's one thing that's been incredible about Gil in this tournament. The amount of luck to help Gil out in certain aspects. Like, you and I have played this mode.
Yep.
What is one of the things that people have said about many of the seeds in this mode?
I mean, like, from my perspective, it's always, some of that, it's just that order of operations. That's kind of rough to deal with.
Right, there's that, but the direction I'm actually going to take this in is the illusion of choice, where you actually are forced what 10 Triforce pieces you are supposed to get, and you're never really given the option on the other two. Now, that's been something that has helped Gil out in this tournament, is the fact that the last 2 rounds when he's played Cross Hunt, they haven't been illusion of choices.
Yeah, I've definitely had more option seeds. Like, I've seen the ones where, like, stuff has been locked behind the one, but I feel like I personally had more seeds where there was actually choice. Perfect money moment for Gil there as well. Gonna hold on to just a little bit of his magic so he can make sure to get Crystal Roller Room here.
But there's one thing that, I mean, you can luck your way into wins, but to get into the championship, you've got to have a little bit of skill in addition to that luck.
That's always the biggest thing is, like, yeah. By the time you reach this stage, like, there we go. Yeah. But yeah, like, by the time you get to this stage of the tournament, what we talk about is, like, not just, it's not like you're just going to luck your way here ever. By the time you're talking brackets, there's the skill behind it that really does make a huge difference. And, what that skill does is it just gives you more outs.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between, like, even our 2 runners here, like, Gil is a great runner, but I would say Gamma, from an execution standpoint, is just kind of known for having very smooth execution. Watch Gamma and see the little things he does in every dungeon. That helps him move just a little bit faster at all times. And, like, that gives him more opportunities, even if an opponent might have a lucky pull.
But either way, both of these runners, they're here in the finals because of their ability to close out games, the ability to win. Execution does matter. And we're going to see what's in this lift rock for Gil. Find Pod right behind it.
I was a little surprised that Gil saved and quit out of Hera. Thought maybe we're going to get that Zora area. But maybe the hammer's having him think, I want to do Zora with Catfish?
That might be the thought process, yeah.
And Gil can actually get 2 extra checks here in Pod, even without any keys. That hammer does open up a little bit for him.
I'm just trying to figure out what would be the next play after this.
I mean, for Gil, there's at least a lot of incentive now to get back to Skull. Or Vu, more so.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've got the Peg House now in Vu available.
Yep.
That's a nice find. But the big thing is, where's the fire to put all this into logic? Like, that hammer is either behind TR Big or Lamp. So something's available, we just need to know which one of them.
Or it's behind the TR Big.
Yeah, one of those 2. Sorry, I thought I had said TR Big.
Maybe that is right there in Spiral Cave.
Ooh, that would be a little rough.
This seed doesn't care what we think.
I mean, most of the runners don't care what I think either, I've noticed. I have ideas, and they do other things.
I mean, welcome to commentary. I've been dealing with that
Yep.
since 2017.
I only took what I said seriously in the last couple of years, so I don't know. Hey, we got a pod, small
This is a
pod!
small key to this dungeon. The jokes write themselves.
Yep.
Silvers for Gammachuu.
I saw that look of like, do I want to do right side again to get the back? And Gil said no.
Yeah. Would have been a hell of a direction to have to go.
And we're actually going to see the Dark Death Mountain drops here on Gamma's side. That is fake Saha, so nothing on that one.
Yep, I call it broccoli, man. And nothing.
Yeah. So both the drops really not helpful. Spiral Cave might have been the right call. Oh, and Gamma doing the dark does mean he gets this one for free as well with that mirror. So he does knock out a third.
Which, of course, as we know, is nothing, but Gamma did not know that. Gil is just around the corner from GT.
Yeah, so he'll have his silver soon. Unfortunately, still, if he had boots, I'd be like, hey, that left side GT plays great. But without boots and without hookshot, I'm a little bit like, I'm not sure if we're going to see Gil make that play. That's a lot of bomb jumping to make. Like, maybe we get to see DM room from him.
Yeah, I think that's the typical play for a lot of runners is to jump over to the DM room and then be done with it. And Gamma's about to find out that this is the entryway over to Meyer. So Gamma will have that glove soon.
Yeah, big question is how quickly does he get back to, gets over to the Ice Rod Cave area to find the laser bridge and go for his hammer and crystal roller. Gamma's got a few more options, although Gamma could route this possibly even a little cleaner. If he goes to this part of Dark World that he already knows a way to get to South Dark World, I would say for Gamma, go to South Dark World and then go to Dark Shopping and and Ice Rod Cave area together. He knows a route to do that and increase his efficiency even further.
I do agree. So we did not see the answer to the DM room.
Yep. I'll be honest, those bomb jumps are not fun. I don't like them.
They aren't.
That first one especially.
Yeah, the first one, thanks to runners like Zelga, I got to learn how to actually position yourself to do it, but it does not make it any easier whatsoever. And that's the greatest thing about this community, Jesse, is the fact that there are so many people out there that are willing to help you and give you the strats that you need to succeed.
Yeah. I mean, you go to the... How many people are even in this community now? Like, there's hundreds of us, and talk to anybody and be like, how do I do this? And somebody will load up their thing and be like, here's what I do.
Wow. This is going to be incredible if Gil's able to pull this off, more out of the sense that those ropes are not in the friendliest locations. Can we get it? We do!
Nice.
I mean, it's nothing in particular, but it's just the fact that Gil was able to pull that off.
And Gamma had found a pod key. I must have missed where he got it. He's going to go for this front door. He will get a second pod small, and that means we're going to probably see the back from him.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to do that at this stage. I didn't even notice where Gamma picked up that key, but I'm definitely missing a few things around here.
I mean, I've got a few screws loose at this point, so...
I mean, this tournament took a lot out of me. I mean, I'm not going to speak for the entire admin team, but this was definitely an adventure here from start to finish.
I was going to say, I mean, Rick, you and I have been, like, I'm only a comm mod for this tournament, and yeah, it's been a lot, but to have that, like, we had, what, quals started right into SpeedGaming Live, back into this tournament with groups and brackets. It's been a wild ride for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I kind of switch places as another tournament's about to start, so...
Yeah, in fact, since we are... When we get to a spy here where it looks like both runners are checking the same kind of things or doing the reverse of what the others are, I guess we can go ahead and let you make that announcement here on the airwaves. For those who didn't catch the announcement on the server itself or the other servers where it was announced.
We're about to see this Dark Maze, though, in pod.
Yep, that's why we're going to get back to the action right at this moment. Get to see barely what items we pull. As Gil's going to go ahead and check the Stumpy and Dig games, which we know is not anything major here.
And nothing in the Dark Maze. Hopefully this does leave Gil back in Navoo. Like, this is probably the best spot for him to get into these checks. You know, go mirror from Dig game, go back into CAC, and just go for it. Like, hopefully that happens. And you know what? I love this play from Gil. We are getting that first check of swamp that you never know. There's so many times this first chest plays tricks on you, and nothing this time, though. Just some bombs.
I know we've had a couple of races in this tournament where that was a vanilla key.
By the way, I'll point out, Gammachuu not hitting the... Oh, he's going to hit the back of our man under the bridge first. Then this might be pod area, so he might be a little behind a hammer.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the pod area, and then to catfish, and then wrap around to getting to dark shopping mall and stuff.
Yeah. Yep, this is going to be pod area. Then we'll... Oh, yeah, this is pod area, I'm thinking. He could turn around and go south, but...
Not this position.
Yeah. And this is cleanup from Gil. Definitely going to continue to try to get some... you know, he realizes what he missed early, so this is cleanup, unfortunately, but... And we are going to see the dark shopping mall. Yeah. Okay. And Gil is walking into Kakariko, so this will probably be a Dark World start or Dark World hit.
This is going to be Eastern finishing that up to get the Triforce piece, then probably into the Dark World.
Yeah. Right moment for that. Meanwhile, the new information we are going to get here is going to be on Gamma's side. These 3 checks of the Dark Shopping Mall. Definitely some nice ones. We haven't seen these, so maybe we'll get a new dungeon. Although, what are we missing dungeon-wise, actually?
Goldback. Okay. Ice Palace.
Unfortunately, we can't do anything with ice. There's that Skull back, though. Will we get fire here to beat Skull? We'll take any fire, except for Bombos. I mean, Bombos is nice, but it won't let us beat Moth.
Oh, right, we did see ice. That was at the bombable hut.
Okay.
Speaking of bombable hut.
Starting to build up some Myers Smalls. Maybe the dip of Myers coming soon. Because we're starting to build up a little bit of a collection. And there's the really nice find. 5-item cave at Mini Moldorm Cave for Gamma.
Quick ether to take care of them. Give the small key to Thieves Town.
Good find.
Big key to Turtle Rock.
There's our logic for the hammer.
And Fire Rod.
Okay, we are in business for a lot now. That really starts opening up this seed. That was kind of our big missing piece to start cleaning up some stuff. I will say, like, yeah, Gamma, of course, going right after Skull Woods.
Yeah.
We can beat Desert. Okay. Gamma.
That was a sneaky trick.
I hadn't seen somebody do that, and that's a pretty smart one to get that easy magic drop. Like I said, this is kind of Gamma's thing. He does a lot of these little things that people don't always do, and they do save those little bits of time throughout.
It's all about the time saves throughout the run.
Hammer is in Crystal Roller Room, but we do know that Glazer Bridge for TR is in the Ice Rod area, so Gamma should be there momentarily to get his hammer.
Yeah, and that's actually going to put Gamma in a really strong position. Because once Gamma gets that hammer, we can now be Ice Palace. Yep. That would make number 3 on the list. And with the boots, Gamma could get 4 out of the GT trip to the Armos Knights. Not in logic, but who cares?
Yeah. I mean,
we do have the Meyer Big also, so that's going to be 5.
I mean, he's got 2 ways he could handle the GT, actually. He could go right side even now.
Desert 6. Gamma's got access to 6 now.
Jeez.
We don't have the big key to Thieves.
I said G's, not Thieves. Sorry. And Gil is bailing. He knows that crystals don't matter to him at this point. So, quick exit.
But yeah, I definitely do agree that Gammachuu is in a pretty comfortable position after pulling out those great items inside the shopping mall.
Yep. And like this just all it's so unfortunate that it all just kind of stems from that early start.
Yeah.
It's that pearl, it's the fact that Gamma took that connector to the Dark World, so he found a way to that part of Dark World without needing full Dark World access. Since then, he's been kind of just able to chip away, although Gamma not going to Crystal Roller?
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
No. Wow. Maybe thinking about checking it when he checks the TR right.
Yeah, like maybe that big key has kind of put him off on a different path. I don't like it. You're right there. You had full magic. Like, you got to go for it. There's our Hera big key.
All right.
I will say this is good for Gil in the fact that I think it gives him a route back into probably Dark Shopping Mall from here. Like, Dark Shopping Mall and Hera are in the same area roughly, just separated by that mirror transition. So he should get over to this area to get his Fire Rod.
I wouldn't be surprised if that is what exactly is on Gil's mind.
Well, and for Gil, like, this is, you know, I think this goes back to that Catfish and then return for the Whirlpool after Catfish. Although this could be Zora area instead. Okay, no, he's doing the Whirlpool first.
Words are hard.
They are always difficult. Words are impossible.
They are. Like, I talk for a living, and I still have a tough time saying words. Of course, I don't know how to phrase either, which I've been called out to already on this championship game. Who put us in charge of this game one?
Definitely not us.
Yeah, we had no say in the matter.
Nope.
Big shout outs to our other crew that helps behind the scenes, our commentator moderators. I know you're one of them, but you had no say in this matter, just like I had no say in this matter. Our tracker mods who put the great efforts of Dirac and Atoli on this championship match.
Yeah, full team effort. Like you see the races, you see the comms, you see the trackers doing all great work throughout this tournament. But you know, there is a huge team of the admins and all the mods to kind of get through everything that happens.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Gil's going to go here into Skull Woods. This is going to be to... Gil's got the fire rod, right?
Yes.
Knife
Ooh,
has,
nice
knife has magic, and here's coming the hammer for Gamma.
Yep.
Not that big of a deal that Gamma didn't get in here to get the hammer first time around.
Yeah, good makeup on the route here. No real major loss. I thought it could have been a little worse, but with that TR East being pretty accessible, it doesn't burn him too hard.
Yeah. TR East being real easy here at the Hylia shop, so it's not like it was all the way out of the way. So you're lumping your checks together. Your checks per minute. All right.
I think my one concern would have been if, like, Gam had found something that kind of diverts him from the TR play.
Right.
But we didn't get anything at Catfish Resort to kind of send us a different direction. But wow, good hammer moth.
That is one of the better hammer moths I've seen in a while.
Yep.
Good job, Gil.
I was going to say, I will say, I think I saw a similarly good hammer moth from the man against him tonight. Gamma had some good ones as well this tournament. So we've seen some great hammer moth in this tourney. Good skill that people have been picking up.
And here comes the Meyer check for Gamma.
Meanwhile, we're going to get Hera over on Gil's side. So 2 new dungeons, another Triforce piece for each of each runner. So we'll be back. We're tied up at 2 apiece right now. We'll be at 3 apiece after this.
What do you think is in this Meyer? This seed has been pulling us towards Meyer with the amount of small keys we have. We already have all 3 of them.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I wouldn't be shocked that the lamp is somewhere available already. To kind of put everything kosher with the checks. But Hook's the big piece now.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, who is going to find the hook shot? We got a small key there. There's our desert small in Hera Big Chest.
Well, that's a fun place for that. I will agree that Gamma is in a pretty solid position, but I am not calling Gil out of this until they cross the finish line at this point, given how the last 2 races for Gil came in this mode.
Yeah, I think the best way to put it right now is it's the biggest problem for Gil is just the amount of time that Gamma's had the boots.
Exactly. I do agree.
It's compounding a little too much.
Yeah. I do agree with you there. The amount of time that Gamma had the boot advantage over Gil is now starting to get into that it's definitely noticeable various time here.
And like there's other little things that we could point out. It's the efficiency of being, you know, Gamma paired Dark Shopping Mall with Ice Rod Cave area. It's such a small thing, but when it comes to entrance routing, the fact that Gamma was able to hit both at the same time is very nice. Like, these are little things that do start to kind of add up even further. there's the myth.
Mids, which opens a couple of things for us. Obviously, we had access to the mire area, so it doesn't open that up to us. Well, we don't have the flute either, so that doesn't matter as much, but...
But yeah, here we go. Gil is going to get into probably Skull soon.
Yeah, and what would run through your mind if you find the boots here and you could have had them a lot sooner? You're not thinking great thoughts.
I think the fact that, like, you'll be worried about the fact that the boots were available earlier, but I don't think in the moment Gil's going to realize how big of a deal it was.
Yeah.
Is the hard part. Like, we can see all the ramifications of the Pearl and Samaria that benefited Gamma into getting the boots early. I don't think Gil's going to see how, like, the lack of Pearl Samaria led to a lack of Skull Smalls, which influenced the decision not to go in.
Yeah. Like, a moment of this seed, 1.5 minutes into it, has definitely impacted this race. Now, there's one other thing here for Gil. Gil's going to be able to check something that Gamma was unable to do while he was here.
We'll get the back of Skull Woods. I'm trying to think, like, do we care now? Like, I'm sure there's some item caves that could help.
The one that I don't think we've seen... Actually, have we seen Hype Cave yet? Because that might be another one. I think we're missing two. I think we're missing maybe 1 5-item cave.
Which one? Because I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, we did see Hype Cave. Blind's Hut, I think, is the one we're missing.
No, I think we saw Blind's Hut.
Okay, we didn't get Blind's Hut. Never mind.
Yep.
Again, who put us in charge of this race?
So yeah, I think best case there might be like a couple of item caves, but the big stuff we've definitely taken care of. But here comes that back of Skull, so
yeah,
there could be something.
I mean, we maybe Mire Shed.
No, I thought we saw Mire Shed.
Well, okay, there it is, a boomerang. It was an item cave. Okay, fine.
I think the crazy thing here is we don't really even have that many GT smalls. So, like, we can get a lot of checks. It's just not... There's not much in logic. Oddly enough, the big one in logic right now is the fact that Mini Helma Room is. We have actually got all the tools for Mini Helma Room. That's not fun.
You watch your mouth.
I know, that's like terrible to have to remind people.
Alright, here's Spike Cave for Gamma. So we do have this Ice Palace.
Yep, this is an easy clear of a dungeon. Gil's got decent equipment. I think he's got does he have a potion still? Gonna be a little bit rough on the magic side. Meanwhile, Gamma's in a little bit better position. He's coming here too.
Yeah, so if Gil gets something here, Gamma will have it in short order.
Yep. And I will say, Gamma's gonna have a much nicer fight with Cold Stare with the half magic and Bombos Medallion. And Gamma's going to get the magic refill, actually, when he gets into ice, because Pengator's easy magic. Oh, yeah. Stun is full magic. Duh.
That helps, too.
Yep. Magic is just abundant. There's our second shield.
Also, Roller Room coming up.
And Gamma does pass the TR torch puzzle. Remembering, I do not have a hook shot.
When was the last time you failed that puzzle?
Ask my stream. I'm sure they'll know.
All right, Jesse's stream. When was the last time that Jesse failed the puzzle?
Well, I will also say we've got a really nice tour for our smith.
Did we just get the ice rod? Yes, we did.
We did, and unfortunately, Gil dropped down.
Oh, yep, that's unfortunate.
He can work his way back around. He'll have the keys to do it. He's gonna feel bad.
This breadsmith definitely is on a tour.
Yep. I can show you the dungeons.
Shovel. Cute. I can just tell you that last year I failed that puzzle.
Yep. I mean, we've all done it. You turn away for a second, you're like, oh right, I couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We still need a second sword, by the way.
Hey, hook shot on breadsmiths!
Whoa!
And that was a boot-locked hook shot because the mitts were in swamp, or not swamp, mire in the big chest. Everything is coming up Gammachuu.
Gamma can get to 9 right now. He needs a pod big and small, a swamp small, or a thieves big. Plus a sword. Well, and he'll get the ice rod here, sorry. Oh, swamp small's here too. Okay, yeah, this is going to be go mode for Gamma soon, just missing the sword. But with a full left side GT clear and a GT climb, if Gamma doesn't find a sword in GT, I would be shocked.
Oh boy. This is the feels bad moment here for Gil.
Yeah, no bombos. And unfortunately, the magic situation is not going to get better because he already picked up the small pots before cold.
Yeah, this does not feel good when you're going through this kind of scenario, especially in a high-pressured race such as this.
I will say good knowledge from Gil. Gil here knowing.
Yeah, and this is gonna be it.
But yep,
I'm done. But this right here is just a case scenario of that play that happened a minute and a half into this race really has set the tide for how this race is going. Gammachuu with that swamp small is in just I need a sword mode. And we all know the memes around here, Jesse.
There's always a sword in swamp. I've heard about it.
You know what? I got nothing better to do tonight. Is there a sword in Swamp Palace? Yes, no. All right. Go hog wild, friends.
Now here's the question. Gamma's not going to full clear swamp. I can't imagine he touches left side here.
We'll never find out as a no, Alison.
Instead, we're going to get to see Hookshot K first. These are some good quick checks.
Not a sword.
Good find, though, before we go to GT.
Not a sword. Not a sword. Not a sword.
Okay.
Here comes Trinex for Gil. And here comes Swamp Palace for Gamma. By the way, game number 2 between these two will be coming up on Sunday afternoon. Make sure you check out that race. We'll have some fun commentary on there. Sword in Swamp Palace! Congratulations, those who predicted yes, because the memes come true. So, Jesse, I think since we're in go mode,
Yep.
I think you had an announcement that was made the other day or yesterday.
Yeah.
In regards to post-main tournament action with regards to Link to the Past.
Yeah. So this got announced yesterday over in the League Discord, but Link to the Past Randomizer League is coming back for Season 7. Signups will be starting in about a week and a half from now, and will last for 2 weeks. Modes, rules document all posted and available. Today we actually posted a bunch of async seeds as well for people to practice the modes for Season 7. So,
what is your favorite mode of the 7?
I've got to say, I think my favorite might be Week 1, leading off with the 80 key drop boots co-op.
Oh, I gotta love it when you get the big key to this dungeon in Swamp.
That, or I think the new co-op mode that a lot of people got to try out is the co-op duality, which I will shout out came partially from the German community. You know, those the runners over there had put that together as a tournament on their end as well, and the mode has really caught on.
Nice triple there for Gamma.
Yeah, good start to this fight.
Whoops. So I've had a lot of fun getting to do that mode together with one of my friends, their Iceman, and it's just interesting how that mode works out. I'm excited to see how it works out in the league coming up here in the upcoming season. Of course, people can get more information about the league, go to the server. They can also go to the website, ALTTPRleague.com.
Yeah. And as I said, like, we'll be getting stuff there soon. So, registration, you know, if you want to put together a team, registration opens in a week and a half.
So yeah, that will be coming up here about a month and a half after this all wraps up. Of course, there's a lot of other great things that will be coming up here in the meantime. We've got, of course, Game 2 coming up here on Sunday.
Maybe even a Game 3 sometime during the week.
Gil going into GT, which is going to be the, unfortunately not the answer that Gil's... I mean, it's going to give Gil time to think, and if he finds things behind the logic chain. But at this point, this is Gammachoo's race to win.
Yeah. No, this is the kind of, like, I don't think there's a set of equipment that's enough for Gil here.
And another sword there behind the hook shot.
I will say that game 2, I believe, is 80 keys with boots as well, right? And I think the hardest part there is, like, as strong of a player as Gil has been, I will say that is one of Gamma's kind of strongest. Like, his efficiency in that mode is hard to compete with at times. So, gonna be an uphill battle for game 2, I think, on Gil's side. I wouldn't put it... I'm not saying he's out, but it's gonna be a hard one.
I mean, if Gamma keeps doing things like this, which I jest at this stage, but, you know, you just gotta laugh when you make a oops like that at this point. And of course, one race doesn't make or break this, but...
No.
Both runners are fantastic. Make sure you give them a follow. Please give them a follow. They're wonderful people. I've enjoyed their company.
Yeah, I was going to say I've personally met both of them. They're good people.
I think I rolled a few of their seeds at SGL.
Rick, I've kept the seed you rolled for me, by the way.
I don't know if I should be honored or threatened.
I mean, you gave me such a personal title on it. It's got such a nice file name.
Remind me, what did I give that file name?
Jesse made me re-download the seed or something.
Yes, I did. Those are the only, those are really the fun things that you can have when you're actually all together under the same roof like that.
Yep. That last Ice Armos just bullying Gil here, but all good. Gammachuu is just continuing to go through these dungeons one by one. We're now back to the mire area, so we can get the back of desert. He's gonna save. It looks like the 2 GT checks or the 2 GT pieces for last. I think there's part of this is like, I don't think Gamma is hoping for it, but like if he got like a Thieves Big, maybe a Thieves Big's a little nicer than doing the GT climb.
Yeah, we know that Gamma is not going to see the pod big. Well, maybe looking for a sword, but Gil just found the pod big, which sends him over here. This will be Triforce piece number 6 for Gylgamesh. But unfortunately, I don't see a spot here where Gil can do the come from behind magic that we saw in previous races.
No, this is realistically, Gamma's got such a nice line for the rest of this race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gamma's going to be done with this seed coming up here in probably less than 10 minutes at this point. Because
yeah, between the basement and a climb. Yep.
Yep. You do the 2 that are in GT, and then head over to Ganon. And you're going to get the Tempered Sword on the way, perhaps? Maybe, if Gamma chooses to check... Yeah,
I'd be curious to see if he just decide to try and maybe do...
Yeah, it's a tough one, because it does take a few seconds away. It depends on where you feel you are in this race.
Although, quick. He's going right side, though.
Check compass while you're on your way. Yeah. This is why these runners are in the championship, and I only could muster 1 win in this tournament.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which way he would have gone. This is pretty good. Getting a little bullied here, and unfortunately still on green mail to Gil's blue, but, you know, you do what you can. Pod's small there. That does give Gamma a 3rd pod small. Was the pod big behind Ice Armos?
Yes.
So he could pull it and then go after pod instead of the climb. at this point. Like, it's
here.
not unreasonable for him.
Yeah.
Because Pod is actually really close to GT as well. Because, like, Pod is right here in that South Shore zone, so
Yeah.
pretty easy to get over to it. If
You're
Gamma's
right.
thinking about it, he might pull the Pod big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's definitive. I think we could see either. I think both are reasonable. I'm not going to say, like, you have to do one or the other and the other's a mistake.
I think
We'll see what he thinks.
I think it depends on where you feel you are in this race.
I mean, Master Sword Climb's just not fun. Let's be real.
Okay. Okay, and here's the decision time, and we are jetting. We are going to Pod. Yeah, the answering the chat, because this is part of the puzzle that Gil unfortunately is missing out on. The Meyer Big Chest has the mitts. Fred Smith has the hook shot. And Chad
Yeah.
asking a good question. I have no idea what the lamp is, but it's got to be really interesting to figure where that is. That might be on the climb, actually.
Eimer in Swamp, maybe?
Maybe that too.
Yeah.
I was thinking 6F GT.
The hard part is that GT, like, we haven't found a lot of GT smalls.
Yeah, but
Crazy
you don't
enough.
really need to have a small to get up to 6F.
No, and that's the thing. The mini helmet room is completely available. So yeah, could be Swamp, could be GT. Those are the big two. I think mini helmet would probably be the most humorous of the two.
Yeah, here comes a couple of boot checks for Guild and probably heading into Meyer, but yeah, this is... At this point, Gammachuu getting ready to get Triforce piece number 10.
Realistically, like, Gil could have been on 7 here. Unfortunate ice shenanigans with his magic bar. That kind of just lost that piece. Like, he could be on 7, heading towards 8 soon, but
yeah,
not a great situation.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing here for Gil is I hate to beat the horse into the ground at this stage, but
yeah,
the whole start of this race really did matter as far as the progression went. And Gammachuu, the rich just kept getting richer, and here we go. Time to go and take care of business with Ganon. And we haven't really mentioned it all that much, Jesse, but this is a mode that Gamma knows pretty well, the crossed entrance modes, because of the fact that Gamma did win a particular tournament earlier, or last year now.
Gamma has been on quite a run, but this is, this has kind of been his thing, is he has been doing really well in the tournaments, so. And we are getting the Samaria strats.
I mean, we saw... Honestly, last year when Ganon's Gone Wild won everything, they were on a hefty run too.
Yeah.
However, Gamma,
We have lost Gamma. Come back.
there we go.
Whew.
And then we lost Gil as well. Gamma down to 2 hearts. I think we're in a pretty solid spot here.
Yeah, getting through phase 2 is the big part, and Gamma has gotten into phase 3, so should be fine.
I wasn't worried, were you?
Never.
There it is. Your game 1 winner, 1 away from a championship. The hands are clean tonight for Gammachuu. Get your GGs in chat.
Yeah, Gammachuu finishing first overall tonight with an official time of 1:34.53, and not too far after that, Gil does decide to forfeit as well. Get your GGs in chat for Gylgamesh on a great run as well tonight. As we said, though, this is just game 1. We will have game 2 Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, or 2:10 p.m. Eastern time. So we are not long away from a game 2 and a potential championship clincher there.
Yep, we'll see how that goes. Both runners, see if they come in here to discuss things with us. Yes, we're going to get them both in here. Greetings, runners.
Hello. Hey, GG's Gil.
Oh, I have my... No, okay, my mic is not muted. GG's.
Well, I mean, this was a seed that existed. I guess my question, Gammachuu, while you're doing your Dark World checks there with the mitts, tell me your thoughts as the things played out to wind up getting the hook shot from the breadsmith.
Oh, that was a lovely item. I was not expecting the mitts on that miss, but I just figured I'm right there. This is the best time to do it. Yeah, I got a little scared because go mode came very quickly. When I was in ice, that's when I realized when I was about to hit freezer room, I need 2 more things for go mode, and then I get them back to back immediately. The ice rod and swamp small.
And then you get the sword and Swamp Palace to clinch things.
Yeah, I was not super worried about the sword, just because I had all of Swamp, I had Hookshot Cave, I had GT was left untouched, except Hope Room, basically. So, I'm like,
Yep.
I'm sure there's a sword in one of those locations.
And there was at least another sword that we knew of in the Staphos room.
Oh, there was one right there. Yeah, there was no way I
Yep.
was going there at that point when I was in go mode. I was gonna go right side to get 4 checks and get a magic refill since I didn't get a magic refill in the last 2 bosses I killed. And then it just saved and quit.
That actually makes... I didn't even think about the magic refill aspect, but yeah. So, obviously, I guess I need to ask you, Gil, is... what happened to that start of the seed?
I just wanted to give Gamma a little head start. Wanted to make things fair. No, I have no clue. I have no clue what that was. I was just... It was a thing that happened, then I kind of forgot about it, and that didn't really affect me too much. It was dumb, but...
The unfortunate thing is that progression of events ended up kind of leading Gamma to get the one thing to another, and getting the boots and having the boots probably, what would you say, Jesse, about 25, 30 minutes?
Yeah, I was going to say probably
Really?
about 30.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
when I got the
thing-
boots...
Sorry,
Go ahead.
Gil.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think the big thing there was the those 2 skull smalls that Gamma got really early pushed him to at least check skull, where you not having Pearl or Samaria early meant you didn't get those 2 early keys, which kind of pulls you away from that check.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do skulls. Like I had no fire rod, no small keys. I was like, this is not that hard to get back to with the connector to the top of bumper case. So I was like, I'll just wait until I have some of those items. So yeah, a little unfortunate. Although I don't know. Well, yeah, no, I guess because the guards were on the bomb pack, so you could have gotten a bomb from the guard and gotten the pearl and chain immediately. So and then I
And
got
that's what
from
happens.
And
yep,
that is exactly what happened.
yep.
Man. You didn't get an early bomb then, so I take it you held off on Pearl for a while?
Yeah, watch back the first 30 seconds of the race, and you can see.
Oh man, yeah. I felt a little bad because when I finally went to go to the potion shop entrance, I had a mushroom to combo it with, but it felt for me a little late because I had not found any Dark World connector to the West Dark World.
Yeah,
For a while.
I'll be honest though. Like even if I had those Skullwood Smalls and I went into Skull and got the boots, half an hour earlier, I don't know that I go to Meyer anytime soon, regardless, to get those mitts. So I don't know how much of a difference it would have made in the end, but yeah, it was definitely an unfortunate start.
Yeah, and we knew that, and we know that Gamma didn't go immediately to Meyer after getting those boots, but the fact that that led to the mitts, that led to the hook shot, I think that was that was pretty much the clincher at that point in time. That your outs, like for instance, checking Skullwood's back, if the hook shot turns out to be there, that's great. That's an advantage you have, but unfortunately, with the hook shot being on Gammachoo's path,
Yeah,
your
and
outs just ran out.
I didn't need the hook shot. I mean, I was far enough behind where it didn't make a difference, but I was prepared to. Like I knew I was at. I needed a GT small. If I had a GT small, I would have climbed and hovered to the last Drive Force piece without the hook shot. But I had no GT smalls, so I couldn't climb.
They buried the GT smalls in this seed.
Yeah.
I just barely got my second one when I was in Swamp Palace, just looking for maybe a sword or maybe the big key to Thieves Town or Pod.
Yeah, we did see a third sword in the race. For you, Gamma, that would have been DM Room, and for Gil, that would have been second Chest of Swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I don't think I would have checked second Chest of Swamp if I was in Go mode at that time anyway, so we both would have been on Master Sword regardless.
Yeah. No, early on though, it felt okay. It was a seed. I didn't, I figured you would also get that early mirror and early pearl. I'm like, oh, this is like kind of the dream I hear. Early mirror and pearl, you could just combo everything together.
Yeah, I wasn't like super late to the pearl. Like I went back to Hyrule Castle. Like I basically did Kakariko and stuff first, and then went back for the pearl. So like it wasn't super late, but yeah, like because I didn't have that pearl, I didn't get to check like the handful of Dark World entrances in South Dark World to get those Skullwood Smalls.
Yeah, the big one was going through Fairy Ascension before the back of Escape.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate.
Which is a bummer because I was like, man, I got the Desert Big and some other big in Thieves Town, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. Maybe this leads to my Moon Pearl, or it's like some stupid Moon Pearl. Like, no, it was just right there the whole time.
I'm also glad there was nothing important in the Desert Big Chest. I realized later on, oh my gosh, I didn't even do it. I just checked my torch, and then
lucky.
I got the one connector, and it took me to Turtle Rock Bridge, and then I found the last connector right there in Mimic Cave, Turtle Rock Bridge.
Yep.
And I just blanked out like, oh well, I don't need to go back now. I just completely forgot about left side chest until much later. I'm like, oh gosh, I hope there's nothing there. And luckily there wasn't.
So, any other thoughts about this game one?
No, just
Not really.
kind of glad.
It was a little unfortunate that it was, wasn't closer than it was, but
like I just felt like I hit the rod right there. Like it was just really lucky on my part. If it wasn't purple chest, I might have been screwed because I'm like thinking I don't think I should go that far to clear it. I was probably gonna save and quit after killing a Cold Stare. So kind of fortunate it happened to be right there now on purple chest. But no, it just felt smoother-ish at the end. Just I was just like telling him in the race room. I don't know if maybe you hit a maybe somewhat similar path. Maybe we're kind of similar. I don't know. I didn't want to waste too much time opening chests.
Mhm.
I was just a little panicky there at the end and stopped looking at race room after I got my final Triforce piece. Thank you to as well, both Rick and Jesse for doing comms, and
Yeah.
Dark Sharna and Atoli for doing tracking. I appreciate everybody putting the work out here, putting up the restream.
Absolutely. As I've mentioned in the race room, both of you are people that I respect a lot, and this was a race that I was looking forward to calling, regardless of whether this was the first round of the brackets or the championship of the brackets. You both are phenomenal people in the community, and it's been a pleasure.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Now, game 2 coming up on Sunday. Any thoughts about getting into the All Dungeons Key Sanity with the boots?
My thoughts is to make sure I don't run out of magic on Cold Stare.
Is that what happened here?
I mismanaged my
Oh.
magic at the bottom of Ice Palace, and I was
my
one
God.
shot short. I mean, again, like,
Yeah.
there was a lot
Yeah.
of execution mistakes on my part tonight, but I don't think any of them made a difference with the route. The route difference was a bigger
Yeah.
game changer than the execution mistakes. But yes, I did screw up Ice Palace. I screwed up Ice Palace multiple. Hey, do not do Ice Palace the way I did Ice Palace. That is not how you do it.
Just keep in mind my uncle route and 80 keys. Just saying, okay. Throwing it out there.
Yeah, okay, sure, you do that.
Thanks again, all. I appreciate it. And GG's to you, Gil.
Yeah, geez.
I think the runners have said enough here. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. Jesse, this has been a blast getting to do commentary all throughout this entire tournament.
Always a pleasure.
I know you wanted to get together for one final go around with us together, and I'm glad we've had the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Now we
And
retreat.
hey, yes, we get to watch from the sides again, and do the managerial stuff. And hey, we'll one more game at least for this tournament, maybe two, hopefully two, and then we'll have a little bit of a break before the league. So.
Yeah, big thank you once again to the trackers who just got shouted out by Gammachuu. This, as we head to the sidelines here, both Jesse and I, we do want to thank you for all the help that people have given us, whether it be commentators or trackers, people here who've given us moral support as well. It's been, to say it's been a blast of a tournament kind of would be for me to undersell it. It's been a few trials and tribulations, but in the end, it's been fun. Just like all the other tournaments have been.
Definitely.
So come back here Sunday, game 2. We'll see how that goes. See if a game 3 is needed between these two fantastic competitors who will be looking forward to watching on Sunday. Thank you all for joining us here. Jesse, it's been a blast.
Yep. Have a great rest of your Friday night, everybody.